Hello viewers, welcome to Express Politics on TVRC. My name is Udo Kumadidoyin Samuel, and with me in the studio is Mr. Akintunde Sami Fizent. He's the lead analyst on TVRC. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you.
And the topic before us today is politics surrounding 2023 election. As we all know that 2023 election campaign commenced yesterday by INEC. You know, despite the internal rumbling that is going all around the political parties in this country, yet, so the state has been set for them to campaign so that they will get people aware of what they want to offer Nigerians in this 2023 election. Peradventure, one of them will emerge as the president. We know that, so we want to know what they are here to offer us, and that is the reason why campaign is being implemented by INEC. So, and that is what usher us into this topic that I've said earlier before, that politics surrounding 2023 election. So, Mr. Akintunde, good to have you here once again, sir.
Thank you.
I know that you do justice for all these questions and dissect them very well. So, sir, please can you tell us the state of the nation as we are approaching independence celebration?
Well, it's so nice to be here today. The state of the nation is not actually, it's the signature. It's on the wall. It's obvious. It's obvious. I mean, it is visible to the blind, and it is audible to the deaf. The state of the nation. So far, so good. Like you said, that Nigeria, as we are approaching the independence, I might even want to ask three rhetorical questions. That what is there for us to celebrate? A 62-year-old child, a 62-year-old man or woman who doesn't even know his right from his left, who is just living on hope. So, because on daily basis, we have a kind of escalating insecurity. We have a high poverty rate among the citizens of this country. We also have there are so many problems bedeviling this nation. We also have one of it is also the high unemployment rate. We have graduates that have been that are in the streets of Nigerians who have nothing doing. Nobody is thinking for them, and they are not also thinking for themselves. They're so terrible. And even the power sector is still in a state of virtually you see electric power supplies on daily basis. So the state of the nation, it's not in worthy of celebration at the moment.
Okay, thank you very much. But I want to digress.
Except for the gift of life. We have to thank God for the gift of life.
Yeah, I want us to look at the possibility of the successful independence celebration as regard these agitators of Yoruba and Biafra nation. You know, we have rally going up and down for Yoruba nation and what's called the Oduduwa nation, right? From Biafra and the rest. Do you think we can have a successful independence having this kind of rumbling and agitations?
I do get your question very well. Those who are agitating,
yes,
like our brother from the Igbo extract,
yes,
they are clamoring for position,
yes,
for the Biafra,
yes,
for the Biafra Republic.
Yes, and
we also have those who are clamoring for the Oduduwa nation.
Yes, yes.
And we also have some good number of Hausa youth who are also clamoring for the Arewa, Republic too.
Yes.
So the point is, we have to look at why these people are making this, why they are agitating. This should be this should be at the forefront of the government ways of solving this issue.
Yes, what I'm trying to say is that what we're expecting.
Yeah, of course, there are reasons why they are agitating, and why they are. One of the reasons is for some people believe they are being marginalized, that they don't have a due representation at the level of government. Therefore, they want to secede. They want to live. They don't want to be part of the country. So if the government is able to address this issue, if government is able to give the citizens hope that come next election, that things will be better, and this should be coming from the stable of this incumbent president. You need, even if you are leaving, tell the populace that there is hope for this country, that there will be, and the next government in which is not going to be part, that you need to give your people hope that there will be an inclusion to whoever emerges as a president, that there will be an inclusion, that everybody will be duly represented. So in my opinion, I think those who are agitating, they are agitating because of a particular problem. So back to your question, if they are going to distract or if they are going to disrupt the celebration process, well, I hope that everybody as it is now, people to shield, and we advise and admonish people to take their sword back into their whatsoever. People should lay down arms for now. For now, people should stop whatsoever agitation. Let us go through this electoral process. Let's go through it, and let our PVC be our sword. Let our PVC be whatsoever we are going to use to take away bad leaders. And when we have good leaders, then things will take shape.
All right. So let's go into the future of this country, which is Nigeria and their nations. Is it true that there are some cabals deciding the factors to whosoever that will rule this country?
You could say the way I put my because it's a question.
So wait, before you answer that question, is there anything called cabals?
Of course, there are cabals. We have them virtually everywhere. In Nigeria, outside Nigeria, you don't even need to be present before you, because you turn yourself. Cabals, they are those who operate at a very high level, very more or less like night, like all these cultists, the way they do their things, So that's the way cabals operate. They execute powers without those they execute power on knowing them. They are always the big wigs. They are always very powerful. Back to your questions. Is it true that some cabals are deciding actors?
Whosoever will rule this country.
I wouldn't call them cabals. I would call them godfathers. I would call them political fathers. I would call them those who have been at the heads of affairs, perhaps before now. Why do you think, if anybody wants to be a president of this country, they have to visit some ex-president? Don't forget they call it consultation. That they are going for consultation. Why? Number one is to either receive the go-ahead from such a man. Number two, to receive the fatherhood blessing from also such a man. Number three, to also, there are so many reasons. So in my opinion, I think there are some deciding factors. And I think this is in the heart, it's more deeper than we think. Because why they keep doing it year in, year out? I can't tell. When you're supposed to, tell your people the agenda you have for your country. Yet some will not even do that. In short, they even have, according to some people, there are some rooms that they have to take anybody who's going to be president of this country. There are some rooms that they have to go into. In that room. Yeah, I wouldn't want to call the name of those rooms here, but there are some places they have to take them to. There are some rooms they have to enter. There are some people they have to consult before they even think of, even coming out for any kind of presidential, for their presidential ambition.
Okay, good. Thank you very much for that. So let me ask you, with the situation of this country, before I go into the next question, I just want to ask you, among all these contenders that we have in different political parties, from the ruling party to the opposition party, do you think we have anybody? Do you think that in the next 4 years or 8 years, among these contenders, do you think we have any one of them that can take Nigeria to its promised land?
In my opinion, I think it is too early to decide. I would want us to wait. February is still a very long time.
Okay, let me put it like this. Is there Nigerian Messiah among them?
Of course. I wouldn't want to rule them out, all of them out. I know God is going to use one of them. But if we change our destiny for bread, then there will be a problem in the future. But if we go through the process, we're able to confront them, we're able to ask them about the antecedent, their agenda, and every other view. I tell you most solemnly that we are going to have somebody that will take us to, if not promised land, at least a place near promised land.
Okay. So what well, as regards the campaign that I've started, so we are looking forward for 18 candidates that want to go at this job, right? The president of so many people. So can you just tell us can you just highlight some of these people? Maybe a few of them.
I think, in my opinion, like you rightly said, over 18 political parties are jostling for the presidential seat. 18 candidates from 18 political parties are jostling for the presidential seat. But in my opinion, I think we have 4-horse race. The four horsepower. Let me put it that way. The 4 leading contenders. That is, we have the Asiwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu, who happens to be the former Lagos State Governor, and is the candidate for the All Progressive Congress, the ruling party. We also have Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, who happens to be the then Vice President under Olusegun Obasanjo. It's also from the leading opposition party. Then we have the then Governor Peter Obi of Anambra State, who is the flag bearer for the Labour Party. We also have Rabiu Kwankwaso, who happens to be the then Governor of Kano State. Is also standard bearer for the New Nigerian People's Party (NNPP). So, in my opinion, these are the leading contenders. But I don't want to denigrate or tell you that some other candidates from other political parties. We also have Showore from we have Showore, we have Adebayo from the SDP, yes. We have Kashiku from the ADC. We have so many of them. Yeah, we have so many of them. But like I said, it's still going to be between these 4 leading power. These 4 leading contenders in person of Asiwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, Governor Peter Obi, and Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much for that. So, we've said that. So, what should be the expectations of Nigeria from these contenders?
I think, in my opinion, we need to check their antecedents. Yeah, we need to know who they really are
and what they are capable of doing.
Yes, we need to look at if they are trustworthy, if they are honest people. And it's not we cannot afford to have a wrong person at the hands of affairs this time around. This country has really suffered a lot. So going through another rigor of 4 years of political ineptitude will be a disaster. It will be so terrible for them. So like I said, we need to check their antecedents. We need to look at their policy. We need to look at their agenda. What is it that they have for this country? Okay. Apart from that, we also need to look at their party achievement. We have some political parties who have a very bad history as regards politics. We also need to check that. But ultimately, we also need to look at their agility. Is it the president that we match today that maybe after a few days in office is already in London for medical checkup? Is already in Saudi Arabia for medical checkup. We need to look at their intellectual capacity, not a president that will not be able to represent us among the committee of nation. It must be a president that will sit among leaders of this world and discuss economic policy that will drive the agenda of this nation. These are the leaders that we should. This should be our expectation. They must make themselves available for what's it called? They must come on stage for manifestos. Yeah, they must read out their manifestos to the Nigerians. So not enough of this shying away from for debate. Sorry, that was what I was actually debate, intellectual debate. They must avail themselves of intellectual debate. Anyone that doesn't avail themselves of such a thing should not be given any attention from Nigerians. You must come on stage. Nigerians must ask them fundamental questions, and they must answer Nigerians. We must be able to measure them with their level, with the way we answer the Nigerians. Okay, and this should be our expectation.
Okay, I want to ask you this question also. You know, Nigeria is not just like butter and bread. The question is, do you think that a governor, an ex-governor, can just suddenly come and rule Nigeria the way we really want?
Of course.
In short. I ask you this question is that we have 36 states in this country, right? So you ruling a state, and yet there is still a lot of complaint about you, some this and that. Do you think that just a mere governor or ex-governor can just come up on stage and rule this nation?
I will answer your question this way. When you look at Lagos State,
yes,
if a man who is not wicked is put at the ends of affair, he's going to rule Lagos State with ease. Even if you put a farmer, I think was it in Peru recently, a farmer was there, was among the presidential candidates. I think he even emerged as the president. Even if a farmer emerges as the president of this country, if he's not wicked, he will rule successfully. It is just a mere act of wickedness to put a man at the ends of affair, and he seems not to understand what is happening. It is within his enclave, and that's why you need to surround yourself. If a good man is unfortunately is married to a very bad lady, he's going to be in trouble. Why am I drawing this analogy and allusion? Is that the environment is very essential if anybody is going to govern this country. The atmosphere. If a good man who understands, like I was about coming to capacity, who understand what capacity implies, and is put at the end of affairs, is going to govern this country correctly. So, like I said, a governor, it is not also easy to rule a governor, to also run a state. Do you think it's easy to run a state? If you think it's easy to run a state, go and ask Governor Rufai of Kaduna. Go and ask Governor Akeredolu of Ondo State. They will tell you what it means to run a state. It's not always easy to run. If we are able to run a state for 8 years, I think Peter Obi has run the Anambra State for years, not just for 4 years, more than 4 years. Rabiu Kwankwaso has run Kano State for more than 4 years. Atiku Abubakar has been the vice president. It's not also easy to deputize the ex-military man. It's not also very easy to be a Lagos State governor for 8 years. So I think, in opinion, and again, other technocrats who are coming on board, they are also not, even to run a home, it's not something very easy.
Yes,
to even run your family, to run a family, to do a family affair, it's not something very easy. The likes of Kashuku, they are also, also capable.
Don't you think
the likes of Adebayo, they are all capable. But the point is, we need to, like I said, it's too early. The box lies on the table of Nigerians now. We have to engage these people intellectually.
Yes.
We have to engage them. We have to know their capacity. We have to know honesty builds a nation. Yes. If you have them and they are not honest, you have a terrible person at the end of affair, the country, even if he hosts their own money in this world, the country will suffer for it.
Okay.
So we need to look at their honest. We need to look at them. We need to measure their level of honesty. We need to know if they have the capacity, if they have the tenacity. We also need to know if they have the agility. We also need to know their responsiveness. We also need to know their intellectual prowess, their intellectual capacity too matters. I mean, it's not somebody you ask what is the state of the economy and is replying with Solomon Grandi, born on Sunday, Christian. I mean, it's not done.
Okay, Mr. Akito, thank you very much. I just don't need a straight answer for this one because our time has fast spent. So we'll be expecting a free and fair election from INEC.
From INEC?
Yes.
INEC, in my opinion, I think I'm hoping that they are going to do the needful. But let me quickly tell you something. Let me quickly say this. Recently, some group of people, we saw them and they were laying down their plight as regards what may happen in 2023, and they were saying that there's a kind of, I don't know if it's a conspiracy, but they were saying, and with facts, that some big wigs in this country, they connived with INEC to rig the election, and they were with a very big, good manuscript, giving out names of foreigners that they've been able to assign voters card, So with that, one could only want INEC to do the needful, to do their job thoroughly. There should not be any room for failure, any room for rigging, because this country has gone through a whole lot.
Thank you very much.
This country has really suffered. Then we have to put the right person at the end of our
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Akintele. So concerning, I just want you to advise within 30 seconds, advise the citizen and the contenders.
My advice is that,
2023 election.
I think one of my advice is going to be the same, like I've been saying that if we are going to have a good leader in this country, the citizens will be the deciding factors.
Yes.
Because there's a paradigm shift. The youths are waking up in massive. So I want to advise that elections are not won. You can't win election on social media.
Yes.
Elections are won with PVC. Let's all endeavor to get our PVCs and get set to send away bad leaders.
Okay,
for the emergence of good ones.
Now let's talk about the campaign. What is your advice for supporters? This kind of campaign period. We have good loans, we have this, we have that.
Even my first advice would be to the committee set up by each political parties. Okay. Because politicians, they master the game. They know what it means to go into an election, and that's why they have some people who have been in the game for years. They have them within their disposal. For instance, when you check the spokesmen for the ruling party and the opposition party, there's always this usual exchange of words on social media, which is uncalled for. People should do politics with maturity, enough of attacking one political party, attacking another political party. It's not. Why not, instead of using your energy to do something like that, why not channel your energy to address the issue of this country, the issue of insecurity, the issue of unemployment, the issue of economic meltdown, the issue of recession? Why not address it instead of addressing that? You see, the obedient movement are addressing the Baptist. The Baptist. I think the APC, they are called the Baptist. They articulate, the obedient for the Peter Obi. You see the way they are attacking themselves on. You've got to go on social media and see what is happening there. Politics should not be. We've seen the way politics are being run in some leading economy.
Yes.
When you check the Republic, America, they had their own election. We saw the way the Democrat and the Republican they composed themselves. We all should also compose ourselves so that. But because what we do today will become history tomorrow. And don't forget, we are mirrors to the younger ones. We need to we need to build a nation worthy of worthy of good people, so that the younger ones, when they are coming up, the younger ones coming up would also learn and emulate something good from all the leading figures.
All right, thank you, Mr. Akintele. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
I hope we will call on you next time. You will be available for us.
Of course, I'll have any time.
Always. Thank you very much. And viewers at home, here is where we draw the curtain for today on Express Politics on TV RC. I still remain your humble presenter, Oyedo Kwanyere Samuel. See you next time. Bye.